Hi guys, Adriana Jimenez joined here with the WBA light heavyweight champion of the world, Dmitry Bivol. Dmitry, good to see you. I know you have a good fight coming up this March 9th live on Dazn. But before we get to that, I want to go back a little into time when you were just a kid and you were a fan of Jackie Chan. He inspired you to get into a combat sport. Talk to me about that moment when you first walked into a gym and you know you wanted to fight.
Yeah, hello. I remember, not good I remember this moment, but I feel great because I liked to fight like Jackie Chan, and my father took me on the boxing section, on the boxing gym. And I feel great to meet another guy who can fighting and who give me their experience. And I felt comfortable in boxing gym.
Growing up, you said you're a fan of Jackie Chan. Is there a movie? One of them? Do you like them all, or is there one movie that stands out and that you like the most from the Jackie Chan?
I like every movie with Jackie Chan because his hero is his heroes is good. He never he has never killed someone. He just beat everyone, but never killed. And I like he's fun and he's like как добро должно быть с кулаками, знаешь, такое. Добро должно уметь.
Good should come with fists. Something good, something positive should come with fists.
Right.
Yeah.
It shines the combat sport in a good, with the good light. I understand. I like Jackie Chan's movie too. They were, I love at the end when they show all the outtakes and they show how difficult it really was to, do all those moves. But well, I'm glad that he inspired you, and now you are world champion. I know you have a beautiful wife and 2 children, and I know they must motivate you so much. Can you talk a little about how much they motivate you and what they mean to you when you perform as a fighter?
Of course, they are motivated me because I want to make a good future for my kids and for my family, for my parents too, because they work hard, and I wanna make for this good future, yeah. And of course, I can see my kids and my family all my training camp, and then I think about them, and of course, when I come to the boxing gym, I think about. I can see my kids, but I can work hard for them, and I work.
Well, all that hard work has definitely paid off. Every fighter dreams of becoming a world champion, and you achieved that at only 7 fights as a professional. Take me back to that moment when you were crowned WBA light heavyweight champion.
I don't understand now that I am a champion of the world. I don't think about it. I just like to fight, and I just like make a good event for people to watch me. And I think about only this, and I think about only my opponent, which I can win for my future, for my family. Only that. I don't think about I have a belt or of course I wanna have a more belt, but I don't think about it. That
I understand that your point. Well, coming up March 9th on Dazn, you're taking on Joe Smith Jr., someone who shocked the world not too long ago by literally knocking out Bernard Hopkins outside of the ring. But what kind of fight are you expecting against Joe Smith?
I know he's a really strong guy. Every fight which he has, he knocked down or knocked out his opponent. He's a really tough opponent for me, and this is good challenge for me. Inside of me, I just wanna beat that guy like Joe Smith. It's really a good challenge for me, and I should keep my belt, of course, because my belt helps me to get big fights.
What do you have to do that night to keep that belt?
I just have to listen my coach, listen my heart, and work how I can, and I will win if I will do this.
You say that you want to come out victorious, you want to keep that belt because that belt can bring bigger fights. Bigger fights as in the fights that fans want to see. They want to see unification fights against Sergey Kovalev, Artur Beterbiev, and Alexander Gvozdyk. Are these the fights that you're interested in too?
Every time I said I wanna fight against the best guys, yeah, because it helps это помогает сделать, ну, привлечь больше публики.
Helps to attract more fans.
It helps attract more fans, yeah, and of course I wanna make fight for fans, and if fans wanna see my fight against another champion, I will glad give them it.
From that list of 3 names, is there someone on the top of your list? Is there someone that that motivates you more to fight against?
To be honest, it doesn't matter for me. If people wanna see me and against someone, no problem for me. Every time I ask my manager and ask my team, I want to make big fights. I'm ready. Now I'm ready to fight. Doesn't matter which fight, because now I have 28 years old. I think this is the best years for professional boxer. I'm ready.
Well, one of the fights that is being talked about is Canelo. He recently fought at 168. He's going back to 160, but there's that possibility of him going back up, and perhaps the possibility of you dropping to 168. If that fight against Canelo were to be presented to you, is that something that interests you?
Yeah, it's an interesting fight for me because, of course, Canelo is I think it's first star in the boxing. Maybe it's second, like Joshua. Yeah, it's similar sports fighters, and many people want to fight against Canelo, and me too. Because if I fight Canelo, many people will see my fight, and many people will know who I am, and I will show them my skills. And what about 168? It's not problem. It's not big problem for me, and because I am not a big guy for light heavyweight.
Yeah. So there's a possibility that can happen. You both are on Dazn. If that fight were to happen, how does that fight play out? What would we expect in that fight between you and Canelo?
I think it's easier to organize to make this fight because we are both on Dazn, and I think it will fight where 2 different boxing styles will mix. Yeah, I think most of interesting fights in the boxing when different fighters beat each other style. I mean boxing styles.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. We'll see how that evolves. But like I said, this fight is March 9th on Dazn. You recently joined forces with Dazn, with Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn. What motivated you? What drew you into this deal with Dazn?
Что меня смотивировало сделать, да?
Дазона с Матчрумом.
You know, when I had my first main event on HBO, it was in Monaco, and Eddie Hearn and his promotion Matchroom helped to organize my fight, and we met each other, and I think Eddie. I thought Eddie is a good guy who can make good fights, who can make good shows. And then I went to London to see fight Joshua against Povetkin, and I was, я был в восхищении о том, как было все организовано.
I was amazed how everything was organized, how well everything was done at that promotion for Povetkin Joshua.
Yeah, and when we thought about where we will fight, Dazn, ESPN, or someone else, first of all, we think about work with Eddie.
Yeah. Okay.
And also, both Eddie and Dmitry and all of us like the idea that we all think that Canelo is too big for 160, and we think Dmitry is not very big for light heavyweight. And we think if Dmitry, hopefully within the next year, if we can get him a title at 168, there can be a big unification between Canelo and Dmitry Bivol, because that would be a great fight for the fans.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think Dazn it's something new for boxing. Yeah, and I'm glad to be the part of something new.
Yeah. Hey, Dazn is very exciting. It's like a new way of seeing boxing with technology, and good fights coming up. Speaking of good fights, I would like to get your thoughts on a fight that just got announced recently on Dazn. We have Anthony Joshua fighting Big Baby Miller. Do you have any thoughts on that fight?
To be honest, I have never seen fights Miller.
Okay.
And I think Joshua is maybe is number one. I think he's a big fighter, because I saw him against Povetkin, and I was excited how he как он выдержал удары Поветкина и как он смог выиграть этот бой.
He was able to contain and persevere punches of Alexander Povetkin, and then to win, come back, after a good start with Povetkin and that Povetkin had, and then come back and win.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll see what happens with that fight. Dmitry, thank you so much for taking the time. If you could just let fans know to make sure to catch your fight on Dazn.
Guys, I will be glad to make a good fight for you on Dazn March 9, and don't miss my fight. Thank you.
You heard it from the champ. Dmitry Bivol takes on Joe Smith Jr. March 9th, live on Dazn. Don't miss it. It'll be a great fight. Thank you so much. Good luck, champ.